Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bells. Every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. So let's get into the story about this Target worker who went online and complained about her work conditions. And the question is, do you agree with her doing it online, or should she keep it in-house? We'll go through this story and I'm gonna give my take on it. This is from MSN.com by way of the New York Post. And it reads, new Target worker complains how she's forced to close entire store by herself after manager leaves. Quote, only been here 2 months. Now, tell y'all something. I'm sure a lot of y'all have been through this. I know I have. It just seems like it's just a way of life, and it's been going. I've been going through this since I started working back when I was probably like 15 years ago. You go in, interview, for a job, and they tell you the good parts. They tell you, you're gonna work so many hours, get so many breaks, make so much money, certain amount of money, not so much, but a certain amount of money, benefits, blah, blah, blah. That's how it's going. But they're giving you the perfect scenario. Once you get in a job, I've been in jobs where, let's see, I'm gonna say my first job in the hospital as a PCT, I had finished my first semester of nursing school. And then once you finish that, you can, once you get through your first semester of nursing school, then you can become a PCT in the hospital, okay? Without having to take a test or take a class, something like that. So, get my first job working nights on the weekends because I was still in school, but I needed something with nights and weekends to work and have free up my weekdays for schooling and my kids. So get the job, happy, yay. First thing they tell me before I get there, you're gonna come in, you're gonna be trained by an experienced tech for the first 4 hours, kind of walk you through everything, taking blood pressures, blood sugars, documenting. And then after that, you'll be, she'll watch you, whatever. You get about 8 hours of training. Now it was I think it was a 12-hour shift, like 2 12-hour shifts. So yeah, went from like 4 to 8 hours of training, what they told me. Going there, ready to get started. And what happened? I was told that my trainer was going to be late that day, and she will be 4 hours late. So just go ahead and, take your blood pressures, blood sugars, like you learned in school. So really for the first 4 hours, and this is as a grown man in my 30s, I guess. So first 4 hours, I'm in there, doing it myself. Overnights, like overnight shift. Didn't get no training, nothing at all. Like, man, this is crazy. We're talking about a long hallway with 20-something patients by myself. That's just how I started, Then the person supposed to train me finally came in, and she was doing her hall. I did my hall. So it's like first night I had my own hallway. Never did this job before in my life, but that's how it was. I mean, that's just the way it goes. I've had jobs where, you're gonna get. I think one of the only jobs I think I had to get a certain amount of training was like my first nursing job, first full-time nursing job. And I had to actually work in a bay or area for a year before I can be like qualified to become like charge nurse. But now they got it to where they come in, I've only been doing like not even 6-7 years. So now they got it to where these nurses come in 6 months, they're supposed to be charge ready, but shoot, they already on the floor charging, even floating to other clinics. I mean, I couldn't float. So I couldn't be a charge nurse, couldn't get behind the desk, and couldn't float to a different clinic to help out until I had worked like a full year. Now they just pushing them through. So yes, you're not getting a whole lot of training. I remember being in high school working at a grocery store and had to close one night. This is before the laws came in to where certain age you got to be gone by 10 o'clock. It's like a year before, and I had to close. And I didn't know how to do it. I was just by myself fronting these shelves. And man, we there all. And if I would have known I had to do that night, I would have started fronting early. So that's what, some of my people start telling me, hey, you front them shelves, start early. The stuff, people ain't buying. Just start fronting them all day. That way when the nighttime comes, it's time to close. Most of it's already done and you ain't doing a whole lot. But anyway, that's just a precursor to say, hey, I understand what she's saying. It says the newly hired Target worker claims she was forced to run one of the retail giant stores and lead her co-workers after the manager walked out during her shift. The worker, known as Ket, says she wasn't prepared or warned when she was unexpectedly called to close the store and work nearly 8 hours without a supervisor. Sharing footage of her chaotic shift on April 7th. Now she looked like a young kid, could be in her teens, and I mean, I can understand because the picture here said like she don't want to be here. She said, I'm frightened. I miss my mother. Probably thought it was gonna be an easy peasy job. But like I said, these companies, they tell you the good side. Something my daddy told me years ago. Be leery of jobs that are always hiring. Because if they're always hiring, there's always a turnaround. That means there's something not right with that job. Now people try to say that people don't want to work no more. That's a lie. People want to work, but people don't want to be misused, abused, lied to. I had to tell a supervisor of mine before when I came in with an assignment. I was told one side of the assignment, but wasn't told the other. And I had to tell him, hey, look, I haven't been a problem here. I come to work when I'm scheduled all the time, never called. I think I may have called in one time. I was late one time. But my schedule is flexible with that job. You know, it ain't been a problem. Been there for a while. I said, the least you can do is give me a heads up on what I'm going to do when I come in. That way I can prepare ahead of time. I say, I may not like it, but I'm going to do what I got to do to get it done. I said, I'm not like these other people that you tell them something they don't like and they quit, they walk away, things of that nature. I don't work like that because one thing is for certain. What they say? One thing for certain, two things for sure. You paying me regardless. And that's why I said, I ain't doing no free labor. Ain't no whipping my back. I got the option to go to work or not. As simple as that. And now with the degree and license that I have, I got options that if I really don't like what's going on, I could just dip and find another place to work. So come on, y'all, just give me that much respect. That's all I said. But like I say, be leery of jobs. Is always hiring, trying to find you a job where people like to stay, like to be there. But those jobs are hard to find. But you know, quote, there's literally only 4 people working right now, and I'm going to somehow close out 24 registers. Dang, guest services and self-checkout. Dang, that's kind of jacked up your manager level. Ket said on the viral TikTok video, I'm like one of the only people who know how to do it. I've only been here 2 months and unexpectedly had to close the entire store nearly alone. Morning manager left at 3 p.m. and nobody else ever came. So they probably didn't, you know what I'm saying? Whoever didn't come, they probably told her, like, I mean, we've all been there. They'd be on the schedule, like somebody's going to come in, or like I said, they don't tell you what other people's schedule is until you look at the board and all of a sudden there's nobody's name on there or somebody's name is on there, but then they're like, oh, that person, I put that on there by mistake. It was an accident. It's been going on since the beginning of time. Ket admit that she had no idea what the F I'm doing while strolling or being down an aisle of Target. The worker also revealed a disgruntled customer was fed up with how nobody was around the store to help check out as Ket was left alone. And that's the problem that I do have. Because when I saw the store, the first thing I was wondering that came to my mind is, why do these kids always got to put something on social media? Stop putting stuff on social media. Because you're going to post this, Target going to get pissed, and then they're going to fire you. But then I thought, wait a minute. When things aren't right, when things are wrong, you have to say something. And what better place to say it than on social media? Because like I said later on in this story is you have other people who say they've been through the same thing. And like I said, I've been through something like that. A lot of us has been through stuff like that. But when you look on one side, some people say, hey, we all got to go through it. You got to go through it too. But then you got to look on the other side and say, hey, it wasn't right when I had to go through it. And it's not right now and nothing has changed. Somebody needs to say something, step up so they can change. Because the thing about, I believe a lot of these companies, they're not making the money that they used to. But it's always about the bottom line, making the most profits. And so they're going to work with as little people as possible to see how long they can take it. See, guaranteed she's not the first person who's been through this, which is why she was newly hired 2 months ago. She's not the first person who was probably left alone, maybe trained one day, say you're going to get 2 weeks training. You get to the store, you sign all these papers. You might do a couple of, maybe the day or two of paperwork, computer work, when you're supposed to do like a week of computer work. And then the following week, you working with somebody, learning the floor. That's how it's probably supposed to be. And then next thing you know, you go in there, like I said, that first day, you sign the papers, you do some computer work. And then all of a sudden, wait a minute, somebody called in. I think I need you on the floor today. We'll go through it. If you got any questions, problems, ask, but we need you on the floor right now. And then we'll get back just for a little while. Then we'll get back to training maybe tomorrow. And before you know it, you have worked the floor 2 weeks straight with very little training, on the job, thrown in the fire. And now they're saying, why haven't you done your computer work yet? You got to make sure you do it by the end of the month. Silly crap like that. But that's just how it goes in business. They say in the clip, she's also trying to radio a coworker who went on a 15-minute break, but supposedly didn't return for over half an hour. Now that, I don't think you should have put that on social media. That's the other person's business. Whatever they doing. Now, if you want to complain to them and then complain to your boss that, hey, so-and-so was supposed to take a 15-minute break at this time and they took, it was gone for over 30 minutes, then yeah, that's a problem. You should address that with inner management. But you know what? Even this situation, if this is the first time she was told to close and she knew nothing about it, then I think maybe her first option or action should have been to talk to the management first. And she might have did. It was just using this, I don't know. I don't know if this was a live video or not, but probably should talk to management first to, voice your frustrations. And then if nothing seemed like it got changed and nothing was done to correct the issue, then you can put them on Front Street. But I don't think this should have been like her first action. And now I can say you talking about somebody else went on break. That's none of our business. It said, according to Target's code of ethics, the store mentions managers need to make sure non-exempt members are provided time for rest break. Well, see, ain't no manager there. So who gonna watch the person go on break and not go on break? It said viewers, other videos sent their support for G.R.O.W.T.H operating as one worker show. One quote said, I've had so many similar experiences, it's ridiculous. I'm so sorry that was so unprofessional, one person wrote. The way I would have just left the store open and went home. You're a good person and Target doesn't deserve you. And that's something I've seen before. I think went out of town a few months back and was in a pizza place. And I guess it was around about change of shift. Wasn't a whole lot of people there. It's like the little town was almost like a ghost town. But they say, COVID kind of jacked up a whole lot of stuff. Where people ain't going back to work or they find a different kind of work, probably went to school, entrepreneur, but they ain't going to work and they ain't taking all the crap. But I think it was change of shift and they were trying to figure out, wait, where's the other person at? Where the other people at? And they're like, I don't know. They're trying to call, no answer. I think somebody came to the front, got dropped off and walked off. And walked away from the building. It's like, what the heck is going on? I think both of them are supposed to work. So they were threatening to say, hey, when these people left, talking about us, when they leave, we out there, we're going to close. We got no problem closing this place down and saying we close for the day because I'm not staying. See, can't get a hold of the manager, stuff like that. They expect you, see, they brainwashers to think one way. You know, you come to work for the company. You do what you got. You do what needs to be done to keep the business afloat. But they're not even caring about what you got to do, what you got planned, your life outside of the business. They just want you to, hey, don't nobody come in, you just stay until the time for close. Nah, they was like, no, we finna go. But then later on, a few minutes later, these other people, strolling in, one smell like, like he just, got done smoking, smoking, you know what I'm talking about, smoking the 420 or whatever. But that's how you got to do it. So yeah, shoot, she could well say for the employees, but yeah, but one day she'll go through this enough to where it'll be enough people around to where it's gonna be like, look, if don't nobody show up, we're gonna close. We're gonna shut it down and say, hey, y'all deal with this later, but we're not staying open all night with no manager. You think I'm finna close it myself? Matter of fact, I'm finna go. Y'all can close it in the morning, but I'm out of here when y'all got staff. They say other employees working at the popular retail chain share similar experiences in the comment section. See, that's what that is something unique. Old Target, I remember never getting my last break because there was never anyone closing. So me and one other person, we have to do everything, and it's a lot, especially with gold backs. A former employee said, oh, I remember that. I'm walking in the grocery store now. I just hate when I see that at the customer service area and you see all them baskets up front. It was like, man. Oh, I used to work at the grocery store. I used to work at Walmart retail, and you hate that. You just hope. So during the day, you just start. If you got time, you look for your go back putbacks and you put them up. Every time you see something, because at the end of the night, you don't want to be there taking an hour out, 2 hours. And you talking about walking Walmart stores? Come on, man. Spend 2 hours on putting stuff back when the store closed at 10. You closing up like you normal. Now you got to start putting stuff back. So, quote, girl, the same thing happened to me at Target. I had to close the place by myself, another mention. So it's nothing new. Like I say, it happens a lot. But I think if someone speaks out, and that's how you bring about change in anything. When somebody speaks out and then everyone else speaks out against it too, now you are, forming an alliance to where the more voices that you hear, the more chances of a change that you have. You understand what I'm saying? So if it's just her by herself being single, then no, they'll just sweep on the rug, let her go, and then bring somebody else in, because they probably got like 100 applications sitting in their office or online on the website to where they can just bring somebody in. But if she says something and other people say something and everybody say something, it could change. Actually, it could eventually change the whole retail dynamic as we see it, to where these jobs will be fully staffed, where they will make sure that they have enough people working, or can mess around and get fined, by the government and stuff like that, or corporate America, or whatever, them little organizations that watch these companies. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story, man. Leave your comments below. Share it with the world as dialogue. I do agree with how she handled it. Like, seriously, I do. At first, like I said, I was thinking, why she got to put it on the internet? But when I started reading it and looked at it, I'm like, nah, she should have, like I say, you talk to your managers first, but then if they don't do nothing, you take it up, and then you take it to the world. That's how you do it. That's how you make change, because they can never say that you did not go through the proper channels with any issues to fix this situation. Anyway, hey, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. 4 things you can do that doesn't cost a dime, just maybe like 2 minutes out your day. I appreciate it. It helps boost the channel, the video, and the algorithm. If you do want to help monetarily, you can get super chat, super thanks. There are links in the description box to where you can click on, help support that way. But with that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.